Welcome to Anime Brew, a caffeinated quest to avoid the real world one series at a time. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Liz.
And today we have a very special guest, Nicholas.
Hello.
So, we are, for our very special Thanksgiving-related episode that we are still recording in the midst of spooky season, so we'll just count it as both. It's fine. We're talking about Delicious in Dungeon today. But before that, let's go to our first segment, Iced Coffee Breakers. So, we kept this episode kind of ominous when we asked for listener questions. Because we're recording early, they can just guess what we're talking about. So we just said we wanted food and coffee related questions. So I don't know if we want to do our normal thing and then answer some of those related questions. Or just
I feel
start
like a couple of them are really more related to coffee than what it is food. I think there was one related to food.
So let's answer the coffee ones here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Do you want to shout out anything you've been having lately before that?
Oh, let's do both. So, when we recorded the last episode, I was talking about how I could not find pumpkin spice anywhere. It's like I searched and I went to the point where I was making my own pumpkin spice creamer because I wanted my basic fall pumpkin spice. So literally the next day I go to the store and I find pumpkin spice.
I remember you texting me that actually.
I feel like you have to be a
this
different level of desperate to make your own pumpkin spice.
I was having FOMO. Everybody else is sharing their pumpkin spice. It's like, it's still 90 degrees out. I want my warm, cozy pumpkin spice. It should not be summer in the middle of October.
That's fair.
So, I made myself a pumpkin spice latte, then a pumpkin spice chai, and I'm satisfied. And you are right, the pumpkin spice chai is addictive and very good.
Oh yeah. I don't really have anything new to talk about since last recording, I don't think. I feel kind of disappointed to say this, but I think I'm done with pumpkin spice for this year.
Really?
I feel like because it's been like here's the problem with American society, okay? Here's the problem. It came out like the middle to end of August at Starbucks. So I have been having pumpkin spice everything since August.
That's your fault.
Right.
I know it's my fault. But it's also society's fault for giving it to me in August.
No, it's not.
Because then
No, it's not. It's
It
not.
is.
No, it's not. if you know that you are going to drink it and have it like as a flavor to the point where you're done with it, just don't start having the flavor until like October or September. You don't have to start having it when they offer it to you. It's like when they give like Christmas decorations before Halloween. You don't buy those and put them up.
You do, because then they sell
You
out.
do.
No, you don't.
Yes.
You don't put Christmas decorations up before Halloween.
I agree with that, but if you go to Hobby
I
Lobby,
agree.
it will all be sold out. I guarantee you.
Okay, but yeah, so you can buy it, just don't use it until the time is right. You know, like Christmas time with it. So you can buy like, I guess it doesn't really work with coffee because it gets cold. But like if you buy like just flavoring or whatever, then just like don't use it until like September or October, and then you won't get sick of it.
Okay, I get the point you're making, but I'm saying when stores offer something, people are going to buy it.
Yeah.
And so with the Christmas decorations, it becomes available, people buy it. They wouldn't be putting Valentine's Day stuff up in December if someone wasn't out there buying it.
Yeah, but they're not going to run out of pumpkin spice. It's not like they're just going to like completely sell out by like the end of August.
But the thing is, since it's coming out in August, peppermint and mint is going to come out in November. Or it's coming out in a couple weeks. They already announced their flavors for this season at Starbucks.
Right.
It's no longer pumpkin. As soon as it's Halloween, it's no longer pumpkin spice. It's peppermint. For all the sorry to all the mint haters out there.
Look,
like some.
You know, I just think that maybe you shouldn't be having it to a point where you get done with a flavor. I feel like that's too much.
Probably, but you know, this year's probably the most I've ever been into pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
And maybe that shows my lack of self-control. But
Maybe.
you know, it's fine because you know, I don't when does the Christmas stuff even come out? Probably first day of November.
Exactly.
It's probably when this episode releases, it's probably like I probably had like 15 of them already. Like, I'll report back. I probably had 15 peppermint mochas.
Or the creme brulee frappuccinos. Those were my favorite.
I don't think I've had that.
Yeah, they're good. They have like a caramelized crispy bit on top, and it's like a roasted vanilla taste.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, those were always my favorite. And at the time, at the Starbucks right next to me, they had the flavoring and the sprinkles for it all the way until like March. But I would order it every single time because they just couldn't get rid of it.
If we're the only one buying it.
Probably because it's like probably one of the most sugar-filled drinks ever.
We love that.
Yes. So, what about you, Nicholas?
I've been having a lot of cranberry juice mixed with Sprite recently.
Oh.
And that's about all I have for like drinks. Other than that, water, goated drink.
Yes.
H2O beverage.
I can't exactly relate to all the coffee and whatnot. I don't really drink any. I'm also not a massive pumpkin spice fan. So
no energy drinks? Nothing?
No.
Nothing caffeinated?
No. I'll just wake up and then start doing things.
How though?
How are you alive?
Well, because I'm not addicted to caffeine. Like
I was hanging out with
it's not a problem since I haven't like ever depended on caffeine to exist, so I just don't need it.
But I just enjoy it.
Right, but what would happen if you? Okay, so like how much caffeine do you have like
Okay.
daily?
I will say this week I have had a lot less because I'm like trying to be healthier in general.
Okay.
So I have had little to no soda this week, actually. And I mean, unless you count, I mean, I would count sparkling ice is like basically like
caffeinated sparkling ice.
caffeine.
Yeah, it's caffeinated. So I think I've had one of these in the morning today and a couple days ago, and then I've had coffee in the morning a few days. So I basically have had like one drink in the morning.
Yeah.
And that's it. So that's pretty good for me.
Yeah, see, so that like that's not too far off from what I do. Like that's barely any caffeine. So it's like
yeah,
pretty much the same thing.
True.
Although I think cold brews I think have quite a bit of caffeine, and I did have one of those.
Yeah, those are stronger, I believe. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
I also did have a matcha from Starbucks, and I remembered that those are very hit or miss.
Matcha. Yeah, I don't trust Starbucks for matchas.
Yeah, I hadn't had one in a long time.
Yeah. I went to one a couple months back and it was absolutely terrible. Like all the matcha was just sitting at the bottom.
Oh.
And it's like I sip
likes
it and it's
matcha
just
a
like a
lot.
big thing of powder. It's like the cheapo matcha. Because you can, after you drink it for a bit, you can tell the cheap stuff from the good stuff.
Yeah.
And once you have the real good stuff, you can't have the cheapo stuff.
It's after you go to Kyoto. There's no going back.
Correct. That restaurant that we went to, that had really good matcha and their donuts.
Oh my gosh. So good.
I dreamed about them. About those donuts. They were good.
So we have some questions about oh my gosh, why can't I find it? There. Okay. So first, let's answer Zomber's question. What was your first impression of coffee?
I went first the last time, so how about you, Nicholas?
Right. My first and only impression with like a actual cup of coffee, it was bitter and it tasted awful. And I've never had coffee since.
Was this just black coffee? Straight?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's been too long. I just remember it tasted bad.
See,
and then I've just never gone back.
See, I think I tried coffee at one point when I was a kid, and like most at the time, found it disgusting. What changed my life forever was this fateful morning that I was probably like 13. I don't remember. I went to Starbucks and I got a caramel frappuccino. Oh my gosh. I drank that whole grande in like 20 seconds. I was like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever had. And
Right.
then I became an adult and realized I could actually no, let me correct that. I turned 16 and was able to drive and realized
Oh
that
no.
I could go get those anytime. Yeah.
Is-
So, and that for the longest
Mm.
time was my go-to at any, like, I was branching out with coffee stuff at that point, but whenever I went somewhere new, I judge a place based off their caramel frappe.
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, and I still do. Like, I like went to this local place a few weeks ago. And oh yeah, I remember now. I was like, I do like experimenting and trying coffee shops as
Mhm.
well. And like I finally thought I was past that being the first thing I order when I go somewhere new. So I had tried a couple other things, including a pumpkin spice latte, and it just wasn't doing it for me. And then I decided to get a caramel frappuccino, and it was incredible. So I was like, why did I ever stop? Why did I ever stop getting these? They're so good.
Right. Yeah.
Um, that's my very long tangent. That was my first impression of a coffee related thing that I really love. But it's
What was
not
your first
really
impression ever, though?
well, I guess when I was like a kid, I didn't think it was good. Like I also would have thought it was bitter and
Right. Same.
kind of whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
The first
But-
memorable experience was the caramel frappuccino, though.
yes.
Right.
What about
Yeah.
you, Liz?
For me, I also started with the frappuccinos. So it's like every Sunday I would walk in with my peace tea, and it's like that's all that I had every Sunday. And it's like they had the coffee house, and it's like all my friends were getting frappuccinos. So I thought, okay, I'll try a frappuccino, and I didn't realize it had coffee at that point. And it's like
Yeah.
I kept on getting that, and like my sister-in-law said, you need to try dirty chai. And it's like, okay, it's a frappuccino, it's chai latte, it's dirty chai, and that was amazing. And I think that got me hooked. So like the combination of the two. And it's like dirty chai is 2 shots of espresso, so that's like almost triple the amount in a frappuccino. Frappuccinos have like barely any.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. Then also the fact that I had a Starbucks I could walk away from my house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, what you have to do is, which I said this like off recording a tiny bit, but like what you have to really do to like get yourself from frappuccino to coffee is you have to add a shot.
No.
And
You're
so
saying that.
then-
You're saying that like it's a good thing. You're saying it like, okay, so.
No,
so
it
to
is
make
good. Here's why it's
no,
good.
it's not.
Here's why it's good. Because you get that slight, there's actually, it's kind of like how dark chocolate has that like slight bitterness to it that makes it
No,
good.
I know. Okay, so if you have the bitter things more often, like you stop like having the brain tell you that the bitterness is gonna kill you, and then it starts tasting better. But like the entire caffeine thing in general is like getting
I'm
more
not talking
caffeine.
about caffeine. I'm
No,
not
I know, but,
talking
like,
about it
if you get-
because
No, but it's a side effect. You can't just say like, oh, just add an extra shot. Like that's not adding more caffeine into the drink.
no, I know, but the reason I'm saying you get it is because it actually makes the flavor profile better. Because
True.
it's like a more complex
Yeah.
taste. Because
Okay,
you
but
are
then
having the sweetness with more coffee, which is
Yeah.
like offsetting it.
Yeah,
Okay,
It
but
makes
what
it
about
better.
the extra caffeine? But
It is more caffeine, which
that's
gets
just
you
the added benefit
yes.
that we don't talk about.
I'll get addicted faster.
Yeah,
You know, most
that's the thing.
drink soda as
Frappuccinos
well.
are
Most of us are in
gateways.
too deep already.
Yeah.
There's
Then
no
there's
going
people.
back.
Yeah. Then there's people that are
Hmm.
just addicted to Oreo Coke.
What? Oh, right. Sorry. I,
Listen, I had 3 of them, and I feel like I can say I'm good now. I feel like
Mhm.
I kind of got that flavor, and I'm done with it.
Right.
I don't think it's something that I would want to have all the time. I
Right.
would say like just like straight like vanilla Coke would probably be better for a while. But yes, that's a subcategory of
Right.
caffeinated beverage problems.
True. Yeah. Moving on. Do y'all prefer hot tea, cold tea, sweet, unsweet, all the teas from Kit Kat?
Sweet tea. I
Mm.
like sweet tea.
If I get sweet tea, it's mainly from Chick-fil-A, but I actually prefer doing half and half, sweet and unsweet, because I I don't know. I like it not being
Mm.
Yeah.
as sweet. I like the flavor. Like I don't like straight unsweet tea because that's just like similar problem of just like bitter and like not great.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't really
but
get it that often, but I like it. Sweet.
yeah,
I think sometimes it's a bit too sweet, but
it definitely depends on like where you go or if you're
100%.
making it, you know, how much sugar you put in.
uh-huh.
Yeah. That's completely true. It's like the places here, it's not the South. Southern sweet tea is completely different from any other sweet tea. And it's like, it's completely terrible. Anything outside of the South, it's not sweet tea.
Yeah,
So it's
I wish
like,
we could normalize jasmine tea here.
yes, I love jasmine tea.
Like that's like the best tea, I think.
It is. It has that sweetness, but it's like, it's naturally sweet. It's not like a strong floral taste like hibiscus or any of the other ones.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it just feels like very just like natural.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have that earthy taste that green tea has sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Although green tea, I definitely like green tea more than I used to.
True.
But I still don't really like I don't go out of my way for it. Most teas
Right.
I don't. But yeah. I also
Prob
like milk tea a lot.
milk tea is good. Both cold and hot.
Mhm.
And the problem is about green tea though, especially in the States, it's a lot weaker, especially if you do like the tea bags. It's you have to go to actual Asian market to get good green tea, unfortunately, from the bottle.
It's also just way more
And
expensive here.
it is because all Asian goods are more expensive. It's unreasonable. I mean, it makes sense since you have to import it. But then because of its popularity and demand, the prices are hiked up even more.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
And
Woo!
yes, yeah.
Yeah. Same with matcha.
hmm
Same
And that's
problem.
yeah. And the hard part is, so Asian teas and tea in general, you can have very much a variety and quality that can completely change the taste and of the tea.
Mhm.
Like green tea can taste like water and grass, or it can taste very. I don't know how to explain green tea. It tastes good.
Yeah.
Same with matcha, and even just normal tea. Like there's this one tea that I like to drink, rooibos tea. It's from South Africa. It can either taste like black tea, or it can have this very nice honey taste to it. And that's depending on where you get it from and the quality of it. Same with chai tea. Chai tea can be terribly bitter.
Um, yeah, like hot tea with honey in it was like always my go-to whenever I was sick, growing up. So I like associate it with that. But like it's nice, like, 'cause I'm like not really a big like fan of drinking hot coffee very much. Like I've just always
Same.
been more into iced coffee, iced lattes and stuff like that. But with tea, I like it hot. So, you
Mm-hmm.
know, in the winter, that's nice.
Yeah, it is nice. What about you, Nicholas? Oh, wait,
Um,
you already answered.
yeah, not much of a tea drinker other than the sweet tea.
Hmm. Okay.
I really just don't drink that much stuff other than just like water. A little bit boring, but
At least you're hydrated.
yeah.
Coffee does the absolute opposite, so it's probably better.
Like,
Another reason to love
yeah.
coffee.
Yes.
What about like Powerade or something like that?
Um, I mean, if it's available, I'll maybe have it, but I'm not like going out of my way to go get like Powerade, Gatorade, like anything really extra.
True.
Yeah. Um, our next coffee related question is how do you like your coffee?
You pretty much answered that.
If I ever have coffee in like a blended drink, or I guess if frappuccino or whatever, but a lot of the
Mhm.
times I'll just get it without like caffeine in it.
Like a
But I have
decaf?
yeah, I think.
Or
But
a cream based.
yeah, but every I I've I like I now like the more like bitter s taste from coffee. But I still don't really enjoy like having caffeine in my drinks, so if possible, I'll usually get it out.
Right.
Um, yeah, I feel like I did kind of just answer this, but uh, pretty much always iced. I like cold
Same.
drinks in general.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Same with me. Iced. I don't like hot coffee. I don't know why.
yeah, I never
I
got
just
into
can't.
it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Uh, okay, well, here's another one we basically answered from Kit Kat. Do you prefer decaf or caffeine? I think we know who's on team decaf
Yes.
and
Yeah.
caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Then honey or sugar?
Sugar.
Mm.
I'm for coffee, sugar. For tea, both. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I like honey a lot in tea, so
Mm-hmm.
but not
Yeah.
in coffee.
Mm-mm. For me, I actually don't really like much sweetener in it. Like I'm fairly okay with mostly just black coffee with cream. Like when I do have something sweet, it's like artificial sweeteners or just normal sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or just like different flavored syrups.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we got a last minute one, but that'll be for the main topic. I did get a
Mhm.
question. Oh, yes, I did get a question from Beth that we can answer. What drink wakes you up the most?
Coffee.
I'm gonna
Water.
say specifically cold brew.
Brew.
Because that has the most caffeine, I think, out of the stuff that I drink.
Mhm. Yeah, my answer would probably be nothing, because I don't really have drinks in the morning.
Right.
You
I
just let your mouth, you just stayed, like, you just drink nothing. You're just like,
No, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm just gonna suffer.
Well, I don't. It's not suffering, but I usually just wake up and start doing stuff. I don't really. I usually skip breakfast, so I just, my mornings are a little empty on the food and drink department.
And that's the thing. If you don't have breakfast with coffee or anything caffeinated, you can get sick. Just feel nasty from all of the caffeine in your system without anything to support it.
Now that's the sign of something I want to be spending my money on.
That's true, though. If you have, like, too much without any food or whatever, yeah,
Mm.
you won't feel very
Mhm.
good.
Mm-mm. I'm I'm fairly sensitive to it. It's like I hate ever having caffeine on an empty stomach.
Yeah. I think that's it for for our coffee related question.
Right.
Should we get into the next segment? What have you been binging?
Yeah.
Nicholas, you're the guest here. If
Okay.
so,
Um.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh no. So it's just. Hold on, I have a list of shows that I've watched recently. Um. So mostly, well, actually, I've rewatched the show for the first time, like a couple days ago. It's I think I've told Liz about this one, but it's called Happy Sugar Life, and it's
Oh, that show.
yeah, it's an anime that I would only recommend to specific people. Um, it is uh something for sure, but other than that, I recently watched all of Frieren, and that was
Yes.
really good.
Oh,
That
so
like
good.
I really enjoyed that. I watched it over the course of like 2 days, and it was the entire thing was incredible. Um, Also this was like a month ago, so it's not exactly recent, but I started watching Comey Can't Communicate, and
Yes.
that one
Yes.
I also really enjoyed that one, but I also hate waiting like for things
True.
to come out, so now I'm just a bit sad.
Okay, I watched
And
it 3 years ago. Okay, you can wait. Okay, I've been waiting for years.
just because you've been waiting longer doesn't mean I can't be upset over having to wait. Like I've started like actually watching shows on my own and not like with other people, and it's kind of upsetting because there's so many that just like aren't finished that I've started watching, and now I
Yeah.
have to wait, and it's the
But the worst
um
part is the ones that ended and are unfinished.
oh
There's so many from the
if mm,
2010s are just unfinished, but they were so good,
that's not fun.
and you're just angry.
Yeah. And then the last one that I've watched recently, although recently in like quotes, it's like another like month ago, is this one called Konosuba. But it was like kind of mid the entire thing.
I
It
got
wasn't
through,
like that great.
yeah, I got through half of it and stopped watching.
Yeah. It was
Mhm.
there I don't know. I don't really have any It was really mid. It wasn't like bad, but I wouldn't really say it was good either. But that's
Yeah.
all I've been watching recently. And then I guess
That-
obviously the topic of discussion today, but
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's solid.
Mhm.
Apart from what we're talking about today, pretty much just between now and last recording, just more Love is War. Working our way through season 2, and I think this show just gets better as it goes on. Honestly,
It's a fun show.
finds it just you think it crosses the line of like insanity, and then it just finds a way to outdo itself like every episode.
100%. Mhm.
Yeah,
I think
I
I
love
might
it.
have heard of that. Is that the one with like the whack narrator?
Yes,
Okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
yes.
that one looks interesting. I might
Yeah.
watch it.
It's funny.
It's a funny one.
It's real good. And then I have watched the first episode of, I believe it's called Blue Box, right? That Netflix
Yes.
one that's releasing. Yeah, I've only seen the first episode so far, but definitely agree with what Liz was saying last time, that it looks like it's going to be a really good one.
Yeah. Didn't you watch also the My Hero movie, the new one?
Oh, that's right. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, I went to see the newest My Hero Academia movie, and saw a midnight showing of it when it
Ooh.
released. So that was
Ooh.
fun.
Fun.
It was like it was a fun movie to watch. I don't feel like it was anything like life changing. Like if you like
Yeah.
My Hero and you like the characters, I kind of I had a feeling what I was getting myself into, having seen the past ones. It's kind of
Right.
like new problem with these side characters that
Right.
all the characters are a part of it. Kind of like, you know, like the Pokemon movies, kind of like how it's just its own little thing
Right.
going on. So, you know, if you like My Hero, I'd say it's worth a watch. If you don't care that much, like the plot was like, it was entertaining. But I think the third movie was probably the best one so far.
I haven't bothered to see any of the movies because I've just been watching the new episodes that have been releasing. I've just been getting constantly disappointed. And
Yeah.
I have not caught. I have not made it past like season 4 of.
I need to watch
Okay.
the new season.
they've been getting I've been keeping up with them as they release because I'm like, oh, I still care about one of these characters' stories, so I need to see how theirs end. But it's just like all of the episodes the episodes have been getting shorter and also like less content filled. It's like shorter and slower paced. So it's just like it just feels like they're trying to stretch it out way too far, and it's just
No.
it's just rough.
They were already struggling with that before, having so many fluff and arcs being fighting arcs just stretched out for like 6 episodes. No.
Oh no, this is it. 6 episodes. I would if this was 6 episodes, like if this fight was like 6 episodes, that'd be awesome. But there's just a lot of stuff they're trying to do, and it's just all not working, I think.
I think it is also because it's the final arc. It is.
Yeah.
It is coming to the end. But so they're trying to stretch it out, but like they did that with Attack on Titan. Other animes have made that mistake.
I've only heard bad things about the ending to the manga. So I'm also not exactly excited for the show to finish.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is.
I was told how it ends, and it is.
I wasn't told how
Yeah.
it ended. I've just seen all the memes of it being like the most awful ending ever. So that's gonna be really awesome.
It's just it's not like bad. It could be worse. It's just the most anticlimactic thing they could have done,
Oh no.
which I think makes
Oh
it that much
no.
worse.
I have
Yippee.
theories about it. It's like
Oh.
I don't want to be spoiled because I don't know.
I know tell guys like after recording, but I won't unless you want me
No.
to. But
No.
because
I'll be
seeing
I'll be disappointed on my own terms.
yeah,
Same.
because like my
And
friend really wanted to know, so I told her, and then she almost like broke down or almost like slammed the wall. Like it was
Oh.
like the 5 stages of grief all at once.
Reasonable, to be honest. Understandable reaction.
Yes. Especially when you dedicate 7 to 8 seasons or something like that. What I'm holding off for is that they're going to do something like Attack on Titan, where they improve it and somehow make it better. Because people hated the Attack on Titan ending. But the finale of it somewhat improved it in some ways. Equally didn't. I think why people hated the whole story about Attack on Titan and the ending is basically the story just repeats itself.
Oh.
So it's very anticlimactic and frustrating because everything that they've done and all the pain just got wasted.
Right.
Yeah, that's the worst when a series ends and it's like everything they went through was for nothing.
Yeah.
Which I'm not saying that's necessarily. I haven't seen Attack on Titan, but in general, that's like a pet peeve of mine.
It's a good show, though. I would say Attack on Titan, as long stretched out as it was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all of the German undertones to it and all the other like German themes. I enjoyed that. And it's interesting. So yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the My Hero movie is how we got on that tangent. And
yeah.
I mean, yeah, so I would it's hard. It's hard for me to recommend it, but at the same time like if you love it, it was a fun thing to watch in the theater.
Right.
It was fun just because, but yeah.
I think going to the theater, especially when like COVID completely ruined the whole theater experience, going to a theater every now and then is still fun.
I think I've only ever gone to a theater like with people. I've never gone by myself.
That's true. I never want to go to the theater by myself.
I was not by myself I was with a friend for My Hero. That would have going to My Hero movie at midnight by myself seems slightly psychopathic.
Loser activities, to be honest.
I
I feel like going to a theater without it's just like a bit weird. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people actually really enjoy that. Or what's so funny, I know someone that she got a subscription. You know how like you can get an AMC membership and then I don't know. I think like go as much as you want or a certain number of times a month. I don't remember what the deal is. But I kid you not, she will take her laptop. She will sit in the back of the theater and do work It's like on like it's because it's like recliner seating AMC while watching the movies in the background.
That's
Like
insane.
she'll go to the same movies over and
that's
over again.
no, that is
No.
mental. I mean, she's getting her money worth, to be
Yeah.
fair. But
Yes.
But she likes
Mm-mm.
like movie stimulation,
I
I
guess.
guess. Well,
I
could you
mean,
imagine writing papers like
okay,
while in a movie theater?
it's just like you're watching Deadpool, and it's just like I was like, okay, gotta write this essay on American history real quick. But like, that's mental.
It is.
I kind of respect it though, but
On the
it's
grind.
it's just next level.
Mm.
Yeah, that was funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
For me, I been watching Blue Box. That one's cute. It's the typical slow burn romance. And it's cute, but it frustrates me so much.
oh no.
Because, like, you just know they're supposed to be together, but they are too dumb to realize it. And they are too dumb in their
Mm.
interactions about it. Or, like, I'm going to pretend that I don't like you, and it's like, why? I don't know, it's just.
actually I hate that trope so much. It's infuriating to me.
Some
Yeah.
shows definitely do it better than others.
Mhm.
Like for instance, Love is War. Like that's like supposed to be
Into
funny.
a comedy.
Yeah, I think that's the whole bit of the show though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that one makes sense.
But yeah, when you're like this. But then I feel like I get so used to shows with this type of trope that then I watch something like Sign of Affection and I have like whiplash because they're actually together after episode 1 and you're like, wait,
Yes.
what do you mean? You can just what? You can just
No,
get your
there's-
phone number and start talking and be a couple after one episode?
There's no love triangle.
So many
There's no.
relationships. What is going
What
on?
is this for? What is this? What is this magic?
Evil witchcraft magic, that's what it is.
Yes. And you just like you'll get diabetes from those type of shows.
What?
Like Sign of Affection. It's just so cute and so perfect that it feels wrong. It feels so
I mean,
Yeah, but where does diabetes come in? That's what I mean that's where I'm lost.
it's the
This-
hypothetical anime diabetes.
is that actually a term?
Is that a thing?
Yes. Yeah.
I've never heard this before.
I swear it is. It's just like
I mean, I believe you, but I was just caught off guard by by a term I've never heard before.
It just sounds so funny to imagine getting that from loving an anime couple. So but anyway,
anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah. So there's that. And
Mhm.
I'm finally getting to finish Jujutsu Kaisen. I should be done by the December episode. By the time that this episode released, I will be done with Jujutsu Kaisen. Even though I should have been done 3 months ago for the episode.
Ooh.
It's
Procrastinating.
incredible.
Yeah, procrastination's so epic. You know, you can always just wait another day. It's that easy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I love about this though is that Liz was the one that was like, we gotta cover a show I haven't seen yet. And this is the first show we did that you hadn't seen. And then she procrastinated, like writing a paper.
On that procrastination grind, you know, you got
Yes. It's like it's almost like 50 episodes long. I thought it was going to be 12 episodes. I did not look into it.
Yeah.
But who cares? I'm enjoying
It's
it.
fine. You're too
Y'all's
busy getting diabetes. I'm sorry I had to.
It's fine. But I agree with y'all's comments, so yeah.
We haven't even gotten to the actual episode and I already feel like delusional to the main topic.
At least you have a caffeine drink and you had a whole night's sleep. I'm already
I know.
deprived.
It's not helping.
This is
I mean,
like
I
a
had
3
I had
a.m.
almost
conversation.
I had almost a full night's sleep, so I'm fine-ish.
What were we even talking about?
I don't know.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Something about watching shows and procrastinating.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, maybe we should go to our actual topic.
Probably.
Yeah. So, we are here to talk about Delicious in Dungeon.
Yay.
So, let's start the way we normally do.
Mhm.
How do we normally start? That's a good question.
I don't know.
We
Okay,
usually do the plot.
So, plot, but like, we're not gonna go into every single episode.
Not all.
We're just gonna talk about. I think I want to start by saying that I really enjoyed the characters in this show and
I did too.
their interactions.
I like the characters after episode 10.
Okay, so let's dig into first 10 episodes.
Okay, so the first 10 episodes were bad, I think, in my opinion. They were really like bland, and they felt really episodic, but not having like pretty much any character development made it so that they didn't really matter all too much. Like all the important information we got from like the first 10 episodes about like why they were doing anything probably could have happened in like one episode.
You're correct. Yeah.
So I feel like this show, like more than most I've seen, I feel like it was kind of built to be like a watch weekly type of show. Because so this show started airing in January of this year, 2024. It aired from January to June. And so I watched this show as it aired, and then I recently like rewatched it in a very short amount of time. And so and I will say the first half of the show I enjoyed more when I was watching it weekly than the second half. The second half I enjoyed getting to watch it more all at once because it was like cliffhangers. But the first half, I agree. It felt like it didn't matter that it was just kind of a very light watch, and almost like watching a shonen where it's kind of like, oh, like this stuff is happening, but you're kind of just there more for the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The two halves of the anime really felt like two separate shows.
Yeah.
Like, I thought the first half it was going to be a cute little campfire cooking show. I forgot the actual name. It was by Studio Mappa. It's just like a cute show about this group of adventurers cooking and doing stuff about cooking monsters. And yes, it was a little bit bland, but I thought it was cute. It was my dose of serotonin for the week. I watched it before bed. It was cute. It was cuddly. And I was
Yeah.
content.
You
And
didn't
that was
like
the
you
mind-
didn't really have to think hard about anything
Right.
that was happening.
Exactly, and I didn't know what was coming afterwards. Like, that was my mindset for those episodes, so I was satisfied. Like you were saying, like, it's episodic, so I didn't really think of what's really coming next. And
Like-
comes, like, episode 12 with the Red Dragon.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Yeah.
The Red Dragon episode is where I started like caring.
yeah.
Because go ahead.
And, like, it took all those 10 episodes, throws it out of the window, and the cute, cuddly, cooking campfire show turns into this almost gory dragon show. And it's like, what am I watching now?
What happened?
What happened to
Yeah.
my cute show to watch before bed? This is almost nightmare fuel in some points.
Because we know about like the reason that they're going back. Like we know like they're trying to get Fallon, and
Yeah.
you know they kind of are constantly bringing her up at any moment. So like you know why, but it's like I feel like they lead you on to believe that they're going to find her and it's just going to be fine, or
Yeah.
at least that's what I thought. Like I didn't really think it was going to get that deep. And like the whole like black magic to like bring her body back and fighting the scenes like fighting the dragon.
Oh yeah.
Those were
very good.
amazing scenes.
Yeah. Along with the with the music as well.
Completely.
It very much was. It felt very JRPG inspired.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
And
I like the
so yeah,
half, we get a whole.
Oh yeah, keep going.
Yeah, it's like the second half. We have a whole bunch of like different like mini arcs in between, and I feel like each mini arc is like it's cute on a little story in some ways, and it's cool about it. It's each level has its own like arc. So like one arc is the water floor. And I don't know why. That one was funny. It's like these poor other adventurers team. They're just trying to live their life. Just trying to explore. And they're terrible at it. So they're dying every time in game pocketed by both the good people and the bad people. And they just like go completely blind thinking, okay, the people that are just trying to steal our food are the people that are also stealing our money.
Right.
I don't know. It was just funny.
Yeah, I think one of the best parts of this show by far is its personality.
It was.
And like it's just it's something like different and interesting every episode, especially second half of the show. Like the different monsters they're encountering and
Mhm.
Yeah.
just it strikes a really good balance between being kind of like and like it never takes itself too seriously. And so
Mm-mm.
and
That's what I kind of like didn't like a whole lot about the first like 10 episodes. Like it not taking itself like super seriously wasn't like when there was actual like plot like happening and like story progression, then it was fine. But I think it kind of like took away from the initial like my initial impressions of the show.
Right. That makes
yeah,
sense.
it does get like it definitely like I like how they treated like running into each monster and like what are we gonna do this time? But as far as the cooking part itself, I do feel like it did get kind of repetitive. Especially the ways the
Yeah.
characters reacted to it. Like Marcel
Yeah.
always reacted
So
the
grossed
same
out.
way, so grossed out. And
Over
Laios is this,
exaggerated.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the way they act, like, yeah, they're really, I guess, even by the end of the show, has there been that much character development?
Yes.
Not
By the end of
really.
the show, I think so.
For
There's
some of the characters.
yeah, not for all of them, but there's more like I'd say there's definitely more character motivations. Um and they have some more defined personalities by the end. There's not
Mm.
like a lot of character development, like as far as individuals go, but as a group, they progress like by the end.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there's like there's moments where they have bits of progression, like where like the Griffin episode where they're all like
Mm.
uh I don't know, just like what's his name? The half foot guy. I forgot his name,
Yeah,
but he's sharing like his like background or whatever to get the dwarf to share his and whatnot.
yeah,
That
Senshi's background.
Senshi.
Hmm.
That whole arc was so funny, like when they had to switch species and stuff. That was entertaining.
Right.
But the
Yeah.
funniest part was Senshi finding out that's the half foot Senshi.
No,
No,
the
it was the
the
Linchuck.
dwarf. Hold on, I'm gonna
Right.
Chilchuck?
Chilchuck. Yeah, that's
Chochuk,
his name.
yes. That he is a full grown man with
Yeah.
children.
Yes.
Yeah, finding out he has children was a bit insane, to be honest. I was
Yeah.
It felt
that's not on my
so-
bingo card.
Mm-mm. He was just this like cute little elf dwarf. Cute.
A half.
I don't
What?
know.
He's
Half
like
foot, but
they call it a half foot.
I don't know.
I know, but he
just
said
don't-
he was like 29 in an earlier
Yeah.
episode.
I just didn't expect him to have a wife and kids.
Yeah.
That's what I was a bit unprepared for.
And Senshi, that part. It's turning into like a supermodel elf.
I loved that.
I loved actually in that episode. One of my favorite things is how they play with your expectations of like the whole bit of was it cannibalism? Was it not? I thought was like really interesting because
Mhm.
they like the entire time it was like leading you to believe that look at Senshi, he had this awful thing that happened to him in the past, and they was like, no, actually, we've bamboozled you. it was actually just a hippogriff.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
thought that was really well done.
Yeah, and
that
then
was.
the other characters were getting so mad at Laios, like just
Yeah,
let him
yeah,
think of it one way. Stop
yeah.
ruining. It just gets worse the further down this hole we go.
Yeah. So funny.
And then he starts crying when
Yes.
he eats it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the shapeshifter episode where there's like
Oh yeah. With him.
how they imagine each other. So
Each
there's
other.
like
Hmm.
4 of each of them, and then they narrow it down
Yeah.
throughout the
Right.
episode.
Yeah. That was also entertaining.
I'm not sure how I felt about the furry character.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
the furry character.
I
was
think
the
she's
cat.
got. Yeah. She's got room like as a kid. There's season 2 planned, right? They announced one, I think.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. So I think in season 2, like, there's more room for her character to grow than is currently like
Mm-hmm.
shown off. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I just think there's a lot of things that like a season 2 will like have
Completely.
that the first one doesn't.
Yeah, there's definitely shows where where they are able to fit in everything that they need into a first season. There's
Mhm.
other shows where it's like you actually need 2 seasons or you need an extended season.
Yeah.
And the big thing is, unfortunately, as anime is usually stuck between 12 to 24 episodes. Or
Right.
if it is longer than that, it's 12 to 24 episodes, part 1 and
Mhm.
part 2. So it's really a season 2, but equally not.
Yeah.
And I feel like the show, unfortunately, mainly because of the first 10 episodes, it needs the season 2 to
To-
bring in some of the fluffiness.
Right.
Especially since you don't the finale. I feel like the finale
The
of the
finale
Griffin
was
episode.
the finale wasn't exact. It didn't really feel like a finale. It just felt like any other
It did
episode
not.
ending. There wasn't exactly a cliffhanger like leading into a season 2. It kind of just like stopped.
It just
Yeah.
stopped and was like,
just
to be
stopped.
continued.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
It's
I
just
feel
like,
like
all right.
I feel like the episode before the last episode with the griffin soup and everything, like that felt more like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
definitive
finale.
episode because you actually learn more backstory.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
24 was like, oh, like, you know, we're gonna find Fallon someday and we'll change her. Maybe it is possible that she won't have to be a monster forever.
Yeah.
Right. And that's like an epilogue of of the finale. Like, it should not be its own finale episode.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like if they squished that and was the last episode to make like an hour-long episode, I feel like that would have been a lot better.
Yeah, I
Mm.
could see that. Yeah, I feel like
And
this show was very well received. So,
Mhm.
like, we know it's getting a season 2. I don't know how long the manga is for how
Yeah,
long it is necessarily, but
I think I'd assume it's like still going. It doesn't seem like it'd be finished unless it is. I might just be wrong. But I guess
right, I
I can
don't
look it
know.
up. Hold on.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So I think as much as I like the show itself, I think I like the potential of the show.
Okay, so I was wrong actually. It's it finished in 2023, end of last year.
Oh,
It's
Okay.
it's 97 chapters. So I don't know
That's
how
short.
I don't know what the conversion would be to like anime episodes roughly, but
It varies by show and it varies by arc.
okay.
So you can't really squish it in and assume,
Yeah,
unfortunately. But that
makes
is a
sense.
short manga
I
compared to
feel
like
Honestly,
some of the other ones.
I think I'm more hopeful for like a short manga to be converting to an anime than a longer one, because I feel like with just like
Correct.
shorter series in general, because with a lot of longer series that I've seen, some of them just kind of stop being like good. They push it too far.
Yeah,
You know, so I'm more
completely.
like excited for the shorter ones a lot of the time, because it's like it's if it okay like if it ends up being bad, it's like, okay, at least it's short and it got over quickly.
Right.
But if it's like they could fit more good things into the show without it like just trailing off into nothingness.
Correct. Like Attack on Titan or My Hero or any of those
Yeah.
related shows. Yeah. And I agree. And there is definitely something to be said about series going on longer than what it should have. Like you see that even with normal books, where our series is just stretched on because the author's wanting money
Yeah.
and wanting
Or just
to.
like movies, like movie series that have way too many sequels for no reason.
Yep.
100% yes.
Like Joker 2. The,
Yeah, that show, they put in risk having Lady Gaga in it. 'Cause that's like a big investment.
yeah.
I want to see the Wild Robot, since people in our Discord
Ooh,
are claiming that
I
it is
also
better than How to Train Your
yeah.
Dragon. Excuse me?
Yeah, that's I
That
saw that and I was like, I've heard really good things about it. And I really want to see it in theaters, but I need someone to like go with me. I need to find
right.
I didn't like get my family to go watch it with me or something. But I've heard really good things about it, so I'm really excited to eventually see that.
Mhm.
Apparently they've already got a sequel planned as well.
Oh dang. Okay.
I mean, it is based off of a book series that's a trilogy, I think.
Mhm.
So that
I hadn't heard about the books until like the movie came out, and then it's like, oh yeah, it's a really good adaptation of the book, and I'm like, what? I thought it was
I was
just
the
like
same.
I thought it was just an original like movie,
Yeah.
Alright.
but
Yeah. So, back to Delicious Engine.
mhm.
Getting sidetracked.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with season 2, and like I feel like they could drag it out as little or as much as they want to,
I hope
because
they don't drag it out. I really hope
Mm-mm.
they
I
don't.
hope not either. But I do feel like I enjoy the characters enough that I'm not like necessarily upset by it if they find
Mhm.
ways to make it interesting.
Right.
Cause like I don't know how this is. Okay, realistically, how do you guys think the series is going to end? Cause I don't think Fallon is
Um,
actually going to
no,
die.
I don't. No, I don't think Fallon is the end goal. I think the series ends something with the Mad Mage, something with the
Yes.
Mad Mage is going to be the end. I think, yeah, because like Marcel has like the whole thing. Like Marcel wants to talk to the Mad Mage and all that.
Mhm.
So I think the big finale, big end is going to be something with the Mad Mage. I couldn't say
Mhm.
what. I couldn't really say what my prediction would be. Um, but I'd assume it has some sort of positive ending.
Right.
I think at the end,
My
Fallon like will become like herself again. But I just don't know how.
Right. My theory is that they will most likely get to the very bottom of the dungeons, and if I remember correctly, whoever gets to the bottom is like the next king.
Oh, yeah, something like that. I think that's
Yeah,
just like folklore for their region or whatever. I think that's fake.
I don't know. I'm hopeful. I think Laios, he will become king, and
Mm.
Alan and Marcel will be like the mad mage, but like a good mad mage, and they will. And with their group, they will merge all of the different species together
Right.
and promote just world peace and all of that cute stuff.
World peace.
Yeah. And Valen, or something, since she always says that like she's now scrambled now, and you can't
Yeah.
undo a scramble.
Well, no, that's what Marcel. So Marcel used the egg analogy at first, and then since she kind of hijacked it and was like, okay, we might be able to separate it by cutting off the human bit, eating all of the dragon bit, and then trying to like revive her or something. Which I think is a funny plan in theory. If that's actually how it ends up happening, I'm actually gonna laugh because like that's such a silly way for that to work out. But
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Same.
I wouldn't be
Goes back to
surprised.
like
But
it doesn't take its plot seriously.
yeah.
And there's always like a joke punch in the end. And yeah, I can see that. And I don't know, I don't see this show being one of those shows with a bad ending.
No.
I feel like
It's way
going to
too
be
like overall positive to have a bad ending.
correct. Yeah. Do I think by the end of it, every character will have a resolution and the world will be completely fixed?
I think every
No,
character will have a
because
resolution. Whether that be
yeah,
positive or negative. I think all the main characters will have some positive ending.
right.
I'm really preying on the other party's downfall though. Like the one that's who I don't know any of their names, but like the people who killed the body, like the corpse collectors. Not
Yeah.
a fan of that. Not a fan of that party.
Mm-mm.
Got bad vibes. But
Correct. I don't know. I'm like in between. It's like that group. It's like I can see why they're being good, but equally bad. So I don't know. I found the whole Asian off island
oh
with the samurai dude and the ninja.
yeah, it's just leaving.
So random.
Yeah. Let me just leave to go to like Asia or the equivalent. See you guys later. Like it's just actually skedaddling.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you guys want to answer this question from Chrono?
What's the
If
question?
Yeah, sure.
If it's not too late, we got it. Which dungeon food in Delicious in Dungeon would you actually try or looks good?
The ice cream. The ice cream looks good.
True.
When does ice cream not look good?
Exactly.
That's also correct.
Also, I guess the cop out answer would be the actual pancakes they made, just like regular pancakes. But that's a boring answer. So I'll say the ice cream made of ghosts.
Well, that's funny because the other question we had was from Mud. Do you like pancakes?
Oh, yes,
So
I do.
there you go.
Mhm.
So the most interesting thing to try, in my opinion, would be the like jewelry that was actually edible.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
No, bugs are actually like so nutritious though, so it wouldn't be like terrible.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know if I actually want to eat that, but that's
I think-
the main thing that didn't actually look like food.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think out of the things that don't look like actual food, the actually not sure. Actually, you know what? The dragon meat. I want to taste dragon meat. I want to
Okay,
see what
Okay,
that tastes
yes.
like. That's definitely up there on things I would eat.
That's true, because like if you compare it to like an alligator or a crocodile, that's supposed to taste like chicken.
Hmm.
But
Does a dragon
that
taste
also
like chicken? I
does.
need to know.
Equally, since it's a red dragon, it's red meat. So would it be more like
Yeah. Could you make a
more like
burger out of dragon? These are the important questions. These are what we need answered from the show.
Yes.
yes? But like I would be. I mean, I am curious what all these foods taste like.
Yeah. There's like only
For
so
some
much
of
you can
them,
describe taste as.
unfortunately, yes. Like, how do you explain chicken to a person that hasn't had chicken?
Hmm.
It tastes like chicken.
Yeah. Bit
You
grim.
know how some series have like their own official cookbooks?
Yeah.
Like-
Oh, yeah. Meshi definitely needs that.
Yes. That would be so cool. Because I also think it's probably been done. I'm not really enough of a chef to do this, but I feel like
Mhm.
it would be a really fun video to like try recreating Delicious in Dungeon food. Like I've seen that done with other series.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of it, I mean, it's all like for the most part based off of like real
Realistic.
dishes. It
Yeah.
looks very real.
Yeah.
So
But there's the karage from the ostrich-looking cockatrice, whatever thing.
Yeah. Whatever they call it.
Yeah. And there's the hot pot, which that looked good.
Hmm.
mhm.
It was really, and I think there was an episode with omurice.
Was
I don't
there?
exactly remember.
I don't know.
Maybe? I low-key
I don't
remember,
know. I don't remember.
It's hard to remember. There's a lot. There's a lot of
Yeah.
dishes. It's kind of like the whole thing of the show, actually.
What?
Fun fact.
Yes.
But yeah, I think the ice cream, the pancakes, and the dragon meat all look delicious. But I guess that's also kind of just like those are real things that they're mostly real at least. So
Right.
Yeah, like the dumplings.
yeah, all like the real food looking dishes are something that I'd try, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking about that the fruit cart words. The fruit.
Huh?
The fruit tart. The fruit tart.
Oh, right.
It's 2:00 in the
It's-
morning.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
The fruit tart. That was good. I am thinking of that.
Right.
There are a couple other things and it just left my mind, but oh yeah, I would not want to try the scorpion meat.
I think I'd
That
try.
Watching
think-
him just like deep skin it made my skin crawl.
Yeah, I
But
think
you
I'd
would-
try it, but like, it wouldn't be a very like easy try, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
It'd be reluctant.
Yeah. Same with like the snail armor.
Oh yeah.
No, that honestly, that just kind of feels like oyster, you know. That's what I
Yeah.
imagine it being like,
Yeah.
and I I've never had oyster before, but I haven't heard good things about it.
I love
Oysters are good.
oysters.
I love oysters.
Oh, well,
Like if you can get fresh,
Not
now
raw.
now I've heard good things. Oh, okay.
Not raw,
Sorry,
but like
I'll,
baked.
I'll specify raw oyster. I've not heard good things about raw oysters.
Oh,
I
okay.
love raw oysters. They're good.
Maybe I need
If
to
you can
try them
find good-
again.
It really depends on where you live.
Mm.
Because you don't get seafood in the Midwest.
Never.
Yeah.
That's just wrong. I've had oysters in Florida and Seattle, other places, Hawaii. And it's like the best oysters I ever had were in Seattle. And they were the freshest things I ever had. And they were so good.
Huh.
And
I
compared
love
to
seafood.
this,
I'm not like a
Yeah.
massive fan of seafood. I enjoy it, but I don't like it's not my favorite thing in the world.
Wow.
and problem is seafood can be good or bad, very much depending on how fresh it is.
Yeah,
'Cause
just
I've-
all the places I've lived, like growing up, like seafood was very big. So I kind of just grew up with seafood being a pretty like big thing to me.
Right.
Yeah, same.
So that's probably a big reason why I love it.
That's
Uh,
logical.
That's fair enough.
Oh.
I
But
can't
I
watch
think-
it because I was looking up food in this show and
Uh-huh.
I don't think I can watch it. Maybe it'll load. I don't know because I don't have TikTok. But someone made a video making boiled hippogriff dumplings.
Ooh.
So now I want that.
Yes.
I can just see the thumbnail where they're like making the
Mhm.
dough in the bowl, just like they do in the
Mhm.
show.
Oh.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when it comes to the snail armor, I feel like it would be very much different from oysters. Like it would be actual like snails. And
Right.
I did not enjoy escargot, so I probably wouldn't like that.
I've never had
Right.
snail before, so I can't say.
I've had snails two different ways. I've had it the Asian way and the French way. The Asian way was not enjoyable.
Oh.
Was that your first time as well? When
I've had escargot, and that's good. I enjoy it. Like
Yeah.
it's like oysters to me, but Japanese snail is good. I have that video. You didn't.
I did not.
Mm-mm.
I could
What?
not.
Huh?
This
What are you
summer I tried it. We were together when
Oh.
I tried escargot and yeah, Liz got it on video and I hate that because I look like a crazy person. Like, what is this?
So nothing changed.
Haha.
So what were we talking about?
We're
Snails.
just talking about food.
Yeah.
Delicious in dungeons. But
Mhm.
since we're on the topic of food, let's go to Somber's question. What is one food you can't go a week without?
A week. I don't think any. I don't think there's a food that I need to have every week.
Chick-fil-A.
That's fair, actually. That's a fair enough answer.
Actually have not had it this week,
Yeah.
which is
Wow.
very shocking.
That is abnormal.
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A is quite good.
It's so good. It's way too good.
I just
I
don't
guess,
get it that often.
but like in general, like I can't remember the last time I've gone a week without having any kind of chicken of some amount.
Mhm.
That's just called living in America, though.
Yeah.
Right.
America.
Yeah. For me, it's always red meat. I love red meat. And just because it's easy in the morning, I make a cheese omelet
Right.
and like, and that's just why I have a breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Is I don't really care for cereal or bread, and anything else is like too much effort.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this would get back to like the starch debate from Splatoon a few months ago. But like another thing that comes to mind for me is rice. Like
Mm.
just because I definitely have that pretty often with stuff.
Right.
And I mean, same with pasta, honestly.
Yeah.
I do like carbs.
Hmm.
So do I. I love pasta.
Yeah. They're good.
Any like snacks that you can't live without?
Lawson's chicken. The combini. I have that like
Mm.
every Sunday. Chicken
I don't know.
nuggets are so good.
I've actually stopped eating like a whole lot of snacks. Like I used to have a lot of snacks, but I've kind of stopped. Like
Mm.
for the most part. So
I
raisins
don't.
are really good though.
What are?
Raisins, just raisin
Oh,
boxes.
oh,
Yeah.
I like trail mix.
Trail mix is also really good. Nuts are so good.
Yeah.
Also, I did go through like channeling my inner 5-year-old. I went through a goldfish phase recently.
Ooh, not flavor blasted
Ooh.
goldfish are peak.
Oh
Actually,
yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
are.
they're actually so good.
Yeah.
And Cheez-Its.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
Whales.
Childhood.
Chex Mix is also really good. All the
Ooh, yeah.
the classic ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Muddy Buddies. I like those.
Yeah. Can't think of anything else. I mean, I feel like I usually have some semblance of ice cream
Mm-hmm.
in a week.
Mm.
I mean, I could live without it though.
Yeah.
But
Ice cream.
Alright.
Ice cream's good though.
Mm.
um well, should we move on?
Yeah, do we want
Probably.
to talk about... Yeah. Do we want to talk about animation?
Okay.
Yeah. So, animation-wise, I think it's amazing. Like, the lighting is really good, and especially in, like, the darker scenes. Fight
Mhm.
scenes with the dragon, those are incredible. And the amount
Yeah.
of detail. Like, if you zoom in on the dragon's eye, you can see the second eyelid. It's like, they didn't have to do that, but they did.
Yeah, I think. I also really like the animation style. Just like I thought it was really fitting for the just like the vibes of the show.
Yeah, completely. And also the food. It fits the
Oh, yeah.
stereotype of anime food.
Mm-hmm. They make all the food look really good,
Yeah.
like glowing almost.
Completely. And you can see the steam, like, steaming off of it.
Mm-hmm. It reminds
That
me
just
of
makes it...
like food from like the Legend of Zelda.
Yes.
Almost.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, and then I love how there's like the music that plays every time they finish, because that also kind of like reminds me of like a sound effect from a video game.
Like you're cooking in Breath of the
Yes.
Wild or something.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. That part wasn't. Yeah. I like
Honestly,
how big their eyes go looking at the food.
I am. Honestly, I didn't really like the whole food like cooking portions. I wasn't like a massive fan of like the actual like animation bit of it. Well, not animation bit, just like the whole scenes, because they got really repetitive. Just like, oh, we prepare it in this way, do this, and then we eat the food. But the actual animation of like cooking the food was really good. Like it was really well done. I
Yeah.
feel. I just wasn't a fan of like the scenes itself.
Right.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I found those scenes just very calming and just like peaceful.
Mm.
I don't know. I enjoyed it.
I found what I really love specific. Hold on, I'm trying to pause it on the frame. In the very last episode, there's some scenes that were so gorgeous.
Right.
Like just like
Yes,
still
yeah.
shots from like the past, and it was kind of like a Octopath Traveler type style
Oh,
art,
Mm-hmm.
and like that. Um,
Yeah.
that's a nice contrast in animation.
yeah, I enjoyed that for the full 2 seconds. There's also some artwork in like the credits and stuff. I think that was like from the
Okay.
manga.
I'm probably weird for this, but
Mm.
I always skip like the intro and credits of shows.
I don't watch it every time. I usually like watch it
Same.
through once.
I
And then
watch it through 0 times.
which actually, one day you'll be a super anime fan like us, and
Yes.
then I actually enjoyed the intro. I think I enjoyed the second intro more than the first one because it's kind
Yeah.
of unique because it's like kind of like pastel.
Oh
Mm.
yeah.
So that was
And it had two very big bands do the music for it. It was like Green Apple, I think. And the other one that did the Spy Family one.
Oh,
I liked the
I forgot.
outro song. I mean, I
Yeah, the
liked all
outro
of
is also
them,
cute.
but the outro
Yeah, they're
song,
good.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you always need to watch, like you were saying, you need to watch it once. And it's depending, like some series can have very um, bad intros and outros, which are okay to skip, but some you just can't. Like Oshinoko, you can't skip the first or the second uh, intro or the outro. You can't.
Good
Like
to
it's just
know.
such a bop. It's like Jujutsu Kaisen, you can't skip the ending.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah. I just like actually. I don't know. I don't think there's really been an intro to like any show that I've watched. Just because
mm,
I just assume that there's nothing really there, so I just skip it, which is not the
yeah,
best assumption to make. But
you're
Yeah.
you're correct. I enjoy it because oftentimes it's a different animation style
Mhm.
or it shows personalities that you don't get to actually see. And
Right.
like Jujutsu Kaisen and another show that I watch, it's like the scratchy sketch version. And it's something that you don't really get to see. And
Where-
specifically in Juju, you get to see more of the characters' personalities outside of the height of her slaying and stuff. And I don't know, I enjoy it.
I'm looking at the first intro of Delicious in Dungeon, and it's definitely kind of just all of the characters in the show. So I think it kind of is just there to establish like expectations,
Right.
I would say. But then I'd say the second intro kind of has more personality.
Yeah.
Um,
You can compare that to Psalm 100, where the first half is sort of incomplete. But then, like, the second half is just super great.
mm-hmm.
Psalm 100 is definitely one that I don't skip.
That's a great intro.
It
Which
is.
that is a show you absolutely should watch if you haven't, Nicholas.
Yes!
What's it called?
Psalm 100.
Psalm 100.
I think you'd like
That's
it.
a good one. Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably watch it eventually.
Mm. And soundtrack, if we're done with animation.
Sure.
I really liked the soundtrack. I think like the soundtrack and the sound design. The one thing that I really remember during like the Red Dragon fight, when Laios like does like the killing blow to the dragon, that entire scene, the sound design was absolutely like it was astonishing. There was
Right.
so many, just like the dead silence as they're falling into like just like bringing back the sound with the thud of the dragon itself was executed so well.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree. I definitely think the sound effects were really good in this one. Like the cooking scenes. Like you can hear like all the chops, all the slices. It's like an ASMR moment, and I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought there was a pretty good variety of like moods that like the songs or the instrumentals throughout this show. Like I felt like it really struck, like it really created like the atmosphere for the show at all times.
Mhm.
And so there's like a lot of like more like lighthearted songs.
Yeah, like a lot
when
of
they're
things
just like
when they're cooking and just doing whatever.
when they're cooking, doing whatever. But then there's also like the really good like epic battle music that just like sounds like something from like a Dragon Quest game, you know?
Yeah.
Right,
Like
yes.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
They all set the mood really well. Like even though
Yes,
like
they
the
do.
show, like we said before, like it doesn't take itself too seriously, but when it needs to take itself seriously, like the sound, like the soundtrack and the instrumentals, all like help it do that really well.
It does. Correct.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's like some shows, we always say it. I sound like a broken record at this point. Soundtracks can either make or break a series and either carries it or doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And I feel like with this one, the actual soundtrack itself didn't always stand out to me. But there are moments where, yes, it does help.
I think it's not like
And
it doesn't stand out all that much. But without it, it definitely wouldn't feel the same like at all. It's not like the instrumentals aren't really in your face all the time, but they subtly set the like the vibes that you're supposed to have during every scene. And without it, it just wouldn't like really be the same show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
think
what's cool about soundtracks. They complement very well when they need
Mhm.
to.
the main song I guess editing me will put it in the background, but the main song I think of what this song is the tasting anxiety and joy track
Hmm.
I believe is the one. It's just one of the ones where they're like doing their thing like
Right.
while cooking, I believe.
Right.
And then it's kind of just like a flute, and it's just kind of like do do do. Like I'm not gonna, you know what?
Yeah.
Forget
right.
it. I'm not gonna. No,
Yeah.
white
No, no, no,
Irish.
come on.
You know what? Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
Anyway, there's just a one specific song that I think of when I think of this show, and everything else is just kind of there.
Right.
Although, looking at this soundtrack is massive. Like
Really.
I pulled it up. I don't know why they divide it in discs on Spotify. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it wasn't
why.
that repetitive all of the time.
Mm-mm.
Like I know
No.
there's a lot of shows that'll reuse a lot of the same. Actually, Comey Can't Communicate, that like event that I recently watched like before. There's a lot like that is very repetitive in the instrumentals it uses, and like it kind of just like cycles through them. But Dungeon Meshi just like didn't really do that. There was pretty much always something new.
Right.
The entire soundtrack, like the length of all the songs combined, is 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
Wow.
that checks out.
So that's
It
like
does.
I don't know exactly how many tracks are on here, but definitely like over 50.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like there's a lot.
Ooh.
Memorable than others, but yeah, definitely all good.
Yeah.
Right.
Any final thoughts?
Skip the first 10 episodes. You don't really need to watch it to get on. Like honestly, you could probably like just if you just skim the first 10 episodes, you'll still get all the plot like relevance you need. But it also depends on why you watch shows or like what you enjoy in shows.
Right.
So for anyone who is like me, and doesn't like the episodic, not really plot relevant things, just skim the first 10 episodes. You'll enjoy it more. And then once you get to 11 onwards, it picks up and actually gets like really good. That's my final thoughts.
I
And
know
I
it
can
isn't murder
argue to
drones.
that.
Where did that go? What?
Because
Where did that come from?
because you and Presto nothing
What?
but murder drones.
That's actually incorrect. That's false. This is blasphemy.
I got bullied on stream by you guys.
Well, yeah, because wait, it wasn't bullying. We were just telling you to watch it.
I know, and I'm
But
just
also, Moto Drone is only 8 episodes, so it's not like it has room to have like the big filler like not plot relevant stuff going on.
Mhm.
exactly. And I know that it's the total opposite. So that's why I said this isn't murder drones because
But yeah, it definitely has its faults. But having filler episodes is not one of them.
yeah. Also, I just like to drive some people crazy that I still won't
No,
watch this show.
that's completely fair. Anything for the bit.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Completely.
Anyways,
Yeah,
what's
I
y'all's
can-
final
I
thoughts?
I suppose I can argue your thought and say, if you like the slice of life, cute and fluffy, this show has it. But really, it's just like, if you're thinking that's the whole entire show, you're going to be wrong, and you're going to get a shock after the 12th episode. It's not all cute and fluffy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I have anything left that hasn't been said.
What would you give the show out of 10? The first season, at least.
I think I would give it an 8. 8.5?
Yeah. I would say like a 7.5, maybe 8.
Like, I'd say it's solid.
I was gonna give it a 6 or a 7, somewhere in that range. It's definitely like better than average. But just
Mhm.
because of like the first like 10 episodes, um, there and it just like kind of drops the rating for me a bit. Because like only about like half, a little more than half of the show, like I was really invested in and actually like enjoyed watching. So it can't really be like an 8 or a 9 for me, but probably like high 6,
sense.
like low 7 range.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that seems about right.
yeah. So should we move on to what we're covering next?
Yeah, sure.
So for our next episode's going to be during Christmas time, which is crazy to think about. And we're going to be covering Toradora.
That'll be fun.
So that's I'm very excited to watch this show again because I've seen Toradora was one of the very first like anime slice of life rom-coms that I watched, and so I'm very curious how I'm gonna feel about it having seen Horimiya, Love is War, Komi Can't Communicate. I feel like there's another one recently, but you know, like I'm curious how I'll feel about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in years. I watched it right about the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to rewatch it.
Yeah. So if you guys are following along with us, then watch it too, and then we'll be here in December.
Mm.
And if you have any questions that you want us to answer, put those in the Discord.
Yes, please. Or leave a comment on Spotify or YouTube. That helps us out.
Yes.
More comments, more interactions, the more we can make videos and get other people to enjoy our podcast and enjoy our chaotic Discord family.
Yes. And to guest on the episode.
Yes, yeah. If you have thoughts, we would love to have you on. So
Yeah. And we are reading comments and seeing suggestions. So keep those coming.
yes. Mm-hmm.
And in about 5 years we'll get to you. Just
It's a
kidding.
quick response time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yes.
So should we close out the episode?
Yeah.
Nicholas, is there anything that you want to shout out?
What do you mean? Like,
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
um,
Content, I don't know. Discord, I don't know. You don't have to.
Oh yeah, no, you should join the Discord because it makes it so that it's less likely to drop below 100 members, and then Maddie has to keep playing Celeste. Also, you should check out Glitch Productions. All of their shows are bangers. That's it.
No, this isn't Glitchcast. Maybe that's where you need to guest next.
You should.
Well, that's it. I
We
guess.
do have. Don't we have? Aren't we at like 100, like 17 or something?
We have a good
Members.
amount right now.
We are at 121, counting the
dang.
alternates. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hmm.
So that's probably
And
like
yet you still haven't finished
111.
Celeste.
Right.
I know.
No
I am.
Celeste stream in like 3 weeks. We're out of content.
I know it's. I'm too busy podcasting with you guys and binging Delicious in Dungeons. Okay, I can't do it all.
Bring back Celeste.
Yeah,
I will. Well, I guess that could
Sure.
segue into yes, you guys should join the Radio Chaos Discord. Link is hopefully in the description. If it's not, if the link is broken, because it's sometimes the link breaks because it just be like that. So if you want to if you want to join the Discord and don't know how, just like comment or something, and we'll get you here. Because this is one of my favorite places on the internet. So you're missing out because we talk about anime, gaming, food tangents. It's like Delicious in Dungeon, but Discord.
It is.
Basically, just
It's like
bunch
if you
of
took a random
interesting-
number generator to make a conversation.
Yeah.
You should follow or subscribe to me on YouTube, Purple Riolu, because I usually stream weekly, and that's a lot of fun.
Join us
And I need voice
when
actors.
she streams Celeste because it's really funny.
I'm alternating between Celeste and Ace Attorney. Two very different but very fun games.
Mhm.
Maybe we should cover that anime on here sometime.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Good idea.
Also, I am the co-host on the Gamer Girl podcast, and as of when this releases, our Halloween trivia episode will have already happened, and so if you're still in a spooky season mood for Thanksgiving, then yeah, there you go.
Mm.
I think that's everything.
That sums up, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for listening. Thanks for joining us, Nicholas.
No problem.
Yes, thank you.
This is great.
Yeah. And we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.